Alright, so now I'm going to make another post to maintain consistency like I promised myself I would, and hold myself accountable for my exercise for the day. Today was the bench day, so that is directly relevant to one of the goals, to bench over 450 pounds. For that in the first set, I got 350 pounds. Only 2 full reps. I attempted the third, did not do that on my own. But it was a little bit better than the time before. Same number of reps, but the first rep was a little bit cleaner than the other one. You know, when I was trying to move fast, I didn't go quite to my chest on the first rep for the previous workout. But this workout, I did pretty easily and pushed right through. So a little bit better, but not that much. I was hoping to get 3 clean reps. Then after that, I did, 330 for 4, 315 for 5, things like that. So it wasn't too notable for the lifting. Maybe my max is still around the same, 270, 280, something like that. I tend to be able to move up in weight a little bit easier than doing extra reps. So usually when I do move up 5-10 pounds, it doesn't really change the number of reps I can do. For running, I was thinking about skipping it because I was feeling sick, but then I figured I can't skip them. So I did run 6.5 miles an hour, which isn't very fast, for about 45 minutes or so. So definitely an embarrassing, run there. Definitely not what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to do 2 hours of cardio. Kind of skipped out a bit. At least I did some. I almost skipped all of it because I was feeling sick. But I did do at least 45 minutes. So it's at least going to improve and help me for the future. And I do know that 6.5 miles an hour isn't very fast, but this is the easy run. So just casual jogging, something nice and easy, which I started to struggle with after gaining the weight. So it's good that I can at least maintain that relatively easily. So, it is still a high quality run regardless, even if it's slow. My heart rate was definitely higher than it should be. Maybe like 140, 150 beats per minute. So that's way higher than it used to be. Before I could run that pace, and it might be 125. So between gaining the weight, but more importantly, I think, is going 5 months without running. Diet plan is pretty much went as it was supposed to. I started to eat more food earlier in the day because it makes it easier to get everything before I go to bed. It's easy to go below 5,000 calories if I'm trying to make up too many calories before bed. So now I just eat more earlier on. Maybe I'll drink my meal replacement shake with my pasta instead of trying to put so many things right before bed. The protein shake can get pushed a little bit earlier too, the before bed one. That way I can eat more. My weight still is about like 218 or so, so not a lot of differences there. So I'm not really changing anything now. My bench has to go up still, but still my running that's lagging behind. Hopefully if I start doing like 2 hours of steady running every day, my body's just going to keep adapting. I'm already feeling a lot better about jogging and running, so that's the important thing there. That's really all there is to this one. 340 for 2 or 3 reps comes out to about 370, 380 bench. Jogging still too slow, but I'm getting more comfortable at the 8.5 miles an hour that I need for a sub 3 hour marathon. The ultimate goal is sub 2.5 hours, but obviously I need to run a sub 3 hour first. Especially if I want to do a sub 2.5 in a world marathon, I need to qualify for that marathon first. Nothing else really notable happened today, so but definitely did a terrible job of doing all my cardio. I didn't do all of it, but I did some, and that's really the most important thing above all else. Even if I say I have to do the whole thing, the most important thing is I did some. 45 minutes of pretty steady jogging is still going to have a lot of benefits for my heart, even if I didn't do the higher speed interval training or the other 15 minutes of running. The cycling I do because it's good for me, and I do my Duolingo during that, so it's good to do, but that's obviously going to be a little bit more inconsequential to the goals compared to the running. The running is definitely the highlight of that, and I did 45 minutes of an hour and a half. But the last half hour is generally interval training. I don't normally do the whole half hour because my tendons still need to adapt, and I need to make sure that they're good before anything else. So the slow jogging is obviously going to be a lot easier on my body, lower risk of injury, and I need to, the interval training comes after that. So if I feel at all uneasy about running a faster pace, I'm just not going to do it. It's not worth risking an injury over a little bit extra training. It makes more sense to make sure my body's comfortable, my body's happy, and it's accepting the work that I'm trying to do to it. So really, I didn't do much less training than usual. Like I said, half an hour less biking. I didn't do any of the intervals, but I normally don't do the full thing of intervals anyways right now. So it's really not too much worse. It was still quality running all around. So, and that's really all there is to say today. I figured I'd just make this quick video to maintain the daily updates and so I can monitor as time goes on. So I'm going to end the video here.